Hello everybody, my name is Echo and welcome to another video. And I'm sorry it took so long for me to make this. I've been dealing with college work, I've needed to catch up for a while, but now that I finally have free time, it's about time that I make this. And today we're going to be going over third kits for every Brella in Splatoon 3. But there will be a catch. These are not my dream kits, these are attempted to be realistic depictions of what we can potentially see within the next season of Splatoon. This video was also suggested by a comment on my previous kits video, which was Dualies. Link in the description below, by the way. So if you would like to see another weapon class be tackled in a future video, let me know in the comments, because I am all for it. Anyway, with that being said, let's get into this. Now, before I go naming off kits, I need to talk about how I'm going to be making them, and how I'm going to make them realistic. And it's pretty simple. They already have kits. So I'm going to be looking at these kits, I'm going to be looking at how the weapon plays, I'm going to be looking at how that kit was played in the game, and I'm going to be making third kits based off of what we have seen in the past. The best example I can give of this is actually the Undercover Brella, not the regular Splat Brella. For example, in Splatoon 2, the Undercover Brella had 3 kits. The regular one, which had Ink Mine Splashdown, the Shoreline kit, which had Splat Ball Baller, and the Tenta kit with Torpedo Ink Armor. In Splatoon 3, the 2 kits that we have are a reference kit with Ink Mines and Reef Slider, as well as the Shoreline kit, which has Torpedo and Scream. So if I were to make a third kit for Undercover Brella, I would go something along the lines of the Shoreline kit from Splatoon 2. Something to give it a more aggressive playstyle, which I think is a perfect segue to actually talk about my new kit for it. And that kit will be Splat Bomb Kraken. Now, yes, this is technically a reference kit, and when it comes to the series, I don't really want to do a lot of reference kits, but the thing is, I really can't think of anything else, because it already got Torpedo, and Torpedo's the best sub that it could get, and it should have got Tacticaler, but honestly I doubt that we'd see Tacticaler on it anymore now that it's got Scream. Don't get me wrong, it's entirely a possibility, but I just think that something more along the lines of the Shoreline kit, which was very unique, at least in my opinion, with a full aggressive style, just kind of makes more sense for what we could see in the next update. And I'm going to reiterate that because, yeah, this is probably likely, if I'm being entirely honest. Kraken only has 5 weapons in the game that have it, and I would not be surprised if this weapon ended up getting Kraken over, like, any other weapon that could possibly have gotten Kraken, which, I mean, it's fine, I guess. I would like to see this kit because it would be very unique in the way that it plays Kraken, a bit more like Blob Deco, only unlike Blob Deco, you do have the ability to go aggressive because you have a shield. It might not be the best shield, but you still have a shield. And with Splat Bomb just works with this. It can combo with it, making Undercover a 2-shot. It would be great for poking, even more so than Torpedo is. The reason why Torpedo works for Undercover is because it's something else that you have to shoot at. It's either you shoot at the Undercover Brella shield, or you shoot at the Torpedo. No other sub has this, meaning the best sub that we probably could give this weapon would be Splat Bomb. Overall, this kit could be likely. The only thing that I would say that isn't likely about it is Nintendo seems to not want to do reference kits to Splatoon 2, but that doesn't mean that I can't, so, you know. Outside of that, this kit would just be overall good. It would not be, you know, the best kit in the game, but it'd certainly be Undercover's current best kit, because the other 2 just are meh or bad in the case of Thunder, but whatever. And from one aggressive kit to another, let's talk about the Tenta Brella. In Splatoon 2, the Tenta Brella had a fan-favorite kit in the form of the Camo Tenta Brella, which had Ink Mines and Ultra Stamp, and I want to bring that back, but since we can't give it Ink Mines, as Shoreline 10 already has it, I'm gonna lean more into it, by giving you a lot more Ultra Stamps, so have a fucking Sprinkler. Now, before some people inevitably get mad, Sprinkler's not bad, because Sprinkler can make up for Tenta Brella's lack of paint. Well, I say lack of paint. It can paint fine, but it could always paint better, let's be honest. And the amount of Ultra Stamps you'll be getting with that Sprinkler will really lean into that whole aggressive playstyle. On top of that, Ultra Stamp is also really good for this weapon because it can eat the bombs that the Brella shield will not be able to eat. Bombs are Tenta Brella's biggest counter when it comes to that shield, so having something that's able to just eat it the same way that Inkvac does is very powerful. But unlike Inkvac, this will be a much more aggressive kit, like I've said. as Ultra Stamp is a very aggressive special. You can get plenty of kills, and now that Ultra Stamp is way better in this game than it was in Splatoon 2, this kit will be even better than it was in Splatoon 2. And that, like I said, was a fan favorite kit, so don't get mad. Overall, this kit is highly likely, and if we were to get Camo Tent in this game, I genuinely believe we would be seeing Ultra Stamp on this. Whether we'd be seeing Sprinkler, I really don't know. Considering how many weapons Sprinkler is on, it might be a little unlikely to see it on another weapon, but it's still quite likely, because most other subs for this weapon are there, with this, and that's exactly what I have to say about them. Up next on our list will be my least favorite Brella of them all, that being the Recycled Brella. Now, instead of going on about what I should do for the kit, I'm going to talk about its problems first, because its problems are pretty simple. Its shield sucks. Its damage and everything else is fine. It's just that it doesn't have a shield, which is why this kit is going to try and fix said problem. And how I'm going to do that is I'm just going to give it a splash wall. On top of this, I'm also going to give it Tenta Missiles, as I really don't know what other special it could really want. Initially, I was going to give it Crab, but then I recently watched a ProChara video talking about how maybe a Crab with an 800 health wall in front of it is a terrible freaking idea, and I absolutely agree, so we're not doing that. Not to mention, eventually something in this series is going to have to get Tenta Missiles, and a weapon that doesn't really pay as much as this weapon does is probably a fair weapon to give it to. As for the combo potentials for this kit, when it comes to the wall, it basically is going to function as your Brella Shield, whereas your Brella Shield is going to function more like a curling ball. You're going to launch your Brella Shield over in a direction, swim behind it, then throw a wall like you're protecting yourself. Something that no other Brella has to do, which, thank God. As well as the Tenta Missiles, even the slightest amount of chip damage can combo with your weapon, making it a one-shot, which is very powerful. I was debating it giving it Killer Whale, but that also seems like a scary idea because this weapon has quite a bit of range. So giving it something as consistent as Killer Whale is just, nah, I don't really agree with it. I'd rather have it that you have to pop the Tenta Missiles and launch them before you can get any combo, rather than just, oh yeah, there's a Killer Whale now, let's go. I don't know if this kit would actually be good, because as it stands, the main weapon is just really bad to begin with. It has a major issue that just, even this kit probably won't even solve, that being the shields just being terrible. And I know the gameplay footage in the background isn't exactly very good. I genuinely hate this weapon, so I haven't used it since it came out, and I don't intend to use it at all, to be honest. If it were to get a kit like this, though, I absolutely would try it out, because this genuinely sounds like an interesting idea. That being the shield and the wall being completely reversed. Overall, I think this kit would be good. It would definitely be realistic considering the placement that this weapon is currently in, although Nintendo's been pretty sparing when it comes to giving things Tenta Missiles, so it might not get Tenta Missiles, and maybe for better or for worse, who knows. Last, but certainly not least, will be the regular Splat Brella, which already has one of its best kits that it could hope for. So I highly doubt I'd be able to one-up that with my kit, but it doesn't mean that I still can't give it a pretty decent kit overall. And said kit will actually be Fizzy Bomb Super Chumps. Fizzy Bomb is an overall really good sub, and when it comes to Brella specifically, it could work pretty well. Now, you won't exactly be using it in combat, it's way too ink hungry for use in combat, but so is Auto Bomb, so that doesn't really change much. But for the few times that you are able to combo with Fizzy Bomb, it is a very good combo, and a very reliable one at that. It also helps a lot with paint, especially long-range paint, which is what this kit seems to be more based around. This kit would probably have more of a zones niche compared to what its normal kit has, but overall both are really good for the weapon. Super Chumps, much like any weapon, can function as mini shields, but for this one specifically, it could actually help quite a bit, because it means you won't have to flare your actual shield as much, saving quite a bit of ink. And it would make your fighting capabilities quite a bit better, potentially even to the point where you could use your Fizzy Bomb in combat, although don't quote me on that. Overall, would you use this kit over the other one? Probably not, but that's kind of hard to beat considering it has Inkjet, one of the best specials in Splatoon 3 right now. But it would certainly be a very interesting kit and could certainly see some use on something like Zones. When it comes to Brella, it isn't exactly lacking in kits, it's more just lacking in the fact that the main weapon isn't the best right now due to many bugs. And with the way that Super Jump functions, you won't be experiencing the bugs nearly as much if you're using them as mini shields, potentially actually making this kit better in the competitive scene than the other one currently is. But as someone who doesn't actually actively play Brella nearly as much as my main weapon being Dualies, I really can't say for certain. It's certainly my most played Brella, and the kit would certainly be great, but overall, it's really hard to say. Anyway, that is all of my Brella kits. Thank you all so much for watching, and now for the outro part. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. If you have any opinions on the kits that I've shown, maybe you have a better kit yourself, or you think that I could have changed certain things about the kit, then let me know, because I'm all ears for stuff like this. As well as also, if you want to see different weapon classes be tackled in future videos for giving third kits to, let me know, because I absolutely love making kits for weapons, and would love to turn this into a proper series. Aside of that, like I said, thank you all so much for watching, and have a great day. See ya!